And most people say, well, I live in capitalism. There's nothing I can do about it. That's a fucking excuse. Because, most conservatives say, well, why do you have an iPhone or whatever? And it's like, there's kind of a grain of truth to that. Not if you take it literally, but if you take it in the sense of like, so why the fuck are you sitting around and complaining? Fucking do something about it. And look at what we've done. People think that some big other is responsible for the ACP. They say Russia's responsible. They say we're getting money from God knows where. Some will even try to Fed jacket us and say we're feds. But the God honest truth is that we've done what you considered impossible for pathological reasons. You are like the Aztecs, engaging in constant rituals of human sacrifice to maintain your sense of normalcy. All we did is stop doing that. All we did is realize, hey, you know what? You can just do this and it will be fine. And it's this kind of suspension of every time I see a new leftist collective form, they cannot stop addressing the big other. They start with a manifesto, and the first thing they're going to do is what? They're going to immediately kind of wrestle with what they think they're going to be perceived as, what expectations they're going to fulfill or not going to fulfill. They're going to immediately kind of, tear down the big other. Well, this is because of the U.S. is evil and whatever and yada, yada, yada. And it's almost like they're yearning and crying for recognition and validation. That's what they want. They're like babies crying for the big other to come and nurture them and pick them up and tell them it's all going to be okay. And this is true for pretty much 99% of the U.S. left. It's a cry for attention. It's a cry for, hey, you know what? You disappointed me. The master disappointed me. And they're hysterically mounting this kind of challenge to the master. Hey, fix it. You fucked it up. Fix it. Like they can't get over it. They can't just say it's past us and that there needs to be a new dimension of responsibility for what authority we answer to that is opened up. So the ACP, what was our declaration? Our declaration was like legalistic. We're talking about the history of the CPUSA. There's no emotion, there's no whatever. And it's like, that's our tradition and that's our authority. The history of the Communist Party. And we're responsible for it, and it's ours. And we don't need to engage in this kind of melodrama with the big other, because we know that actually you can exist in reality, you can avoid psychosis, you can maintain a kind of normalcy without the ideological rubbish and garbage of the bourgeois hegemony.